And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another weekend edition here of the WardiTV Monday. WardiTV Monday number 60, your weekly dose of open StarCraft. I'm of course your host, IVIP. With you, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the Boom Chats, and by my plushies as well. Welcome once again to another catch-up replay cast. Again, for those that are maybe unfamiliar or unaware, last week, Wardy had a double dose of WardiTV Monday because he did have Twitch front page. He was on the front page of Twitch on Monday, and because of that, he did have a back-to-back broadcast of WardiTV Monday number 59 and number 60 as well. Because of daylight savings nowadays, the WardiTV Monday does start very late. It starts like at almost midnight here in Australia, so it starts very, very late. So it's not really as possible for us to cover the events like we used to. So instead of covering it live, we are covering live replays a couple of days after the fact. And likewise, well, as a result, we're here with those replays, with those matches here before you for WardiTV Monday number 60. This did take place right after 59. This was further later in the evening at a more European friendly time instead, and as a result, we have some otherwise unorthodox players. Gabe, herO Marine. I'm a little bit in shock. I'm a little bit surprised. For those who don't know, herO Marine, he rarely, if ever, plays in open cups. Like he does not touch open cups whatsoever. Especially WardiTV Mondays. Like he does not wake up early in the day to compete in these or to play in these. This might even be like his first or even not second WardiTV Monday period. So really exciting to see Gabe actually signing up and taking part and actually competing. It is a rare sight to see Gabe take part, and he's going to be going up against someone who is half the size of Gabe. Instead of herO Marine, herO. Let's go. Go boy. So herO versus herO Marine is going to be the first series here of the broadcast. We're jumping into our quarterfinals match. It's going to be a spicy one here, and again, one that we rarely get to experience, so I'm ready. I'm excited. Game 1 is going to be on Percival. I should also emphasize as well that this tournament did take place last week on Monday, and if you know anything about, or if you are aware of the season of StarCraft and the new ladder map pool, it's been less than a week. It's been less than a week since the new season has been live, so this took place before or in the previous season technically, so we do have the old map pool. I believe this should be the final cast we have on this channel featuring the old map pool. From here on forward, we should be featuring the new maps. I believe even Kung Fu Cup is going to be on the new maps as well. I hope so. Do hope so, as we're going to be covering the Kung Fu Cup next week. For now though, we're jumping into our first game. Game 1 is going to be on Percival. Let's go. Get into our PvT. Also, bienvenidos, all those in the chat. I see Pecoeta, I see Pion, I see Lalith as well. Psycons, bienvenidos. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. So we are jumping in and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Percival. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. We have the German Terran representing Mouse. It is herO Marine. We go in again. Big Gabe. It's been months since when was the last time I casted Gabe in StarCraft? Jesus. No, I'm curious. Un momento. But it has been quite some time. It's been quite some time here since we have covered herO Marine. Let us see here. Little League Cup at number 5. This was not too long ago, to be fair. True. And he was also competing in my SOS of the game. So October, okay. He did compete a couple of times in October, and was competing in Little League Cup. That was back in September. So we've casted him 3 different times before post EWC. Okay. But yes, was mainly competing in Little League Cup. So yeah, great to see him here as well for what, the 4th or 5th time that we're going to be seeing him since EWC. Because of that, and because of the meta shifting as well, I'm not entirely certain as to how herO Marine approaches the game anymore. Back in EWC a couple of months ago at this point, many months ago actually, Gabe, he was playing a lot of mech. He was playing a lot of mech against Protoss, but in the latest patch, of course, mech is now less viable, battle mech especially less viable against Protoss. Gabe was also one to go for a lot of aggressive builds, a lot of 2-base all-ins, but 2-base all-ins have died off over time. Like, they're less popular, they're less effective in the current meta. So we'll see what he goes for. For now, double gas opener out of Gabe, going racks into factory. I don't know if Gabe is really one to kind of accept the current meta, the current state of play in TVP. We've been seeing from Clem, from Beyond, of course, but even from Cure, from Percival, from all the other top Terran players, is that they've been slowing things down and embracing the mid game more often than not. I don't know if Gabe is really one to do that. We'll find out together. We will find out. As Reaper does break in. Spoken does pull away behind this CC on the high ground. So we're not going for a one base all in. We're going to be expanding here on the low ground. And we have a herO going for his own tech of choice, going for his own Twilight Council. Of course, we were discussing a lot about herO Marine, but when it comes to herO himself, he's also been very active when it comes to current Terran versus Protoss. He's been very heavily reliant on Colossus-based play as well. It is stylistic to open up Storm or Colossus, but herO, he has been going for Colossus more often than not. We'll see that trend continues here, going into safe play as well. So far, it is going to be 2-gate blink. On a map like Persephone, we're leading towards a 3rd gateway. We'll see if that's going to be the case. As the Reaper is going to zone away, or is going to be zoned away. We have our safety sentry going for the hallucination scout. Gabe going for the early drop. Okay, he's building up his Marines, building up his Cyclone, going for an early drop across the map. And we'll see if the hallucination does confirm this, as we do have an extra gateway, as we assume 3-gate. So 3-gate blink, very safe play out of herO, going for a delayed 3rd base. He might even go for the Robo first as well. Before the expansion, hallucination spots the Cyclone. And spots the Marines. And confirms the drop. And it does confirm the drop as well. So here is fully aware. Back at home should be getting in position. There we go, the army does respond. And here, Marine, Gabe, he shouldn't really get much done here. He does drop into the main base. Shield battery is nowhere near being done, but the army's in position and will force a pickup and will deflect. So far, so good. Does deflect the army. Likewise, 3rd base is getting up and running as well, going for the triangular 3rd. And Gabe, he's rallying, by the way. He's moving out with his tank. Tank is moving out, Vikings moving out as well. Oh, okay, so he's going for a very committed push here. Going to be rallying Vikings, rallying tanks. Remember, Vikings, they can land, and Vikings land, and Vikings, they do a lot of damage here to gateway units. The goal here is to break the 3rd, and maybe even more damage than that. So again, a really bold move here, expanding towards his opponent. Stalkers break in, blink is done. But here, he was unable to engage at a time. This space will go down. Nice cancel. Let's cancel here. And Gabe, he can actually get it within range of the Cyber Core. Oh, here it goes to the blink. Does barely get the tank blink. Takes some extra shots to the face though. Yeah, tank goes down. Cyclone as well. Another tank has arrived. And Gabe, he can keep on pushing, but he's bleeding out a lot of Marines actually. Trading at the Marines. So barely maintaining this position. Landing his Viking. More Stalkers warp in. Oh no, the tank! Oh my god, the tank goes down the medic as well. Ay. This was not bad at all for Gabe up until that moment though. Yeah, Gabe will lose everything. He'll lose everything. Unfortunate pickup there of the tank. With that, he will lose his position. Yes, Gabe did cancel the 3rd base, but herO has his own backup 3rd on the way. What were the trades looking like here? herO, he lost 7 Stalkers in the process, but that was meant to do crippling damage. Remember, this was very committed here by Gabe. He's throwing down 3 more axes. This is looking more and more like a 2-base all-in follow-up, as Gabe has been hyper-aggressive, and again, he has no intention for the game to last much longer. So Stim is on the way, +1 is on the way. We're going to be hitting a bit of a later timing. This will allow herO to build up and saturate his own 3rd base. And we'll see what herO can get done. He's going to at least contain his opponents. There is 1 tank out so far, and he's diving. Oh, he's blinking in. Oof, does take a tank shot to the face. herO's going to be careful. He can one-shot their CVs. This is 2 in total so far. Gets a 3rd. herO pulls away. We mentioned this at the start of the game, but here he's very fond of going into the Colossus as a follow-up. And there it is, the Bay is on the way. 5 more gateways. Colossus and his gateway composition is building up. You know, good use of the healing pad. And we'll see if Gabe pulls the boys. We shall see. Something to take note of here, we did mention it's going to be a 2-base all-in, is that these Raxes have no add-ons, so no reactor, no tech labs, there's no add-ons here, there's no setup for a longer game, there's no there's no second eBay for 1-1 upgrades, there's no third TC, and I don't believe that Gabe really intends to get any of that. Upgrades are finishing. So we're going for a split push. We have a double jump towards the left, and we have the main army on the right. So here comes the mass on siege. Here comes the push. Again, it's all or nothing for Gabe. Now there are stalkers in the main, waiting for the drop. Same time, Zealots, they do catch some of the reinforcements here. They catch some Marines. Good checking Marines go down. Scan reveals the stalkers. Gabe pulls away. And we got a couple of boys being pulled, just a couple. Couple of boys in the mix. Oh, Zealous to distract is just giving herO time. He's coming from behind. He wants those tanks. He gets one. Yeah, one tank goes down. He's going to get two. Does he? Oh, barely not. Nice save there by Gabe. Does pick up the tank. Still pushing in. Here we go. Here come the rest of the boys. Again, it's all or nothing for Gabe. But now there's a Colossus. Oof. Guardian Shield is activated. Yeah, Colossus swipes you on the Marines. Nice target firing here out of herO. Does focus on the bio. Oof. Pulls back to the shield batteries. Has 2 shield batteries here at the third and natural base. And we're getting more warpins. Yeah, more warpins. Now there's barely any SCVs left. Collapsing of the tanks. Tanks are exposed, and GG gets called. herO will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG well played again. Hyper aggression out of herO Marine, going for the 2-base all-in. Unfortunately, when it came to the first push, we saw that herO was able to scatter ahead of time, able to get in position for the first drop, I should say, and shut down the first army. There was a lot of potential, and they did cancel the third base, but ideally you cancel the third, and with that kind of committed move out, with going tank Viking, the way that herO Marine did, you cancel the third base and you push in, and you get the tanks, or you get the gateway on the high ground, the cyber core as well. If you recall, that tank falling was a brutal moment where he did unsiege at the wrong moment, picked up, and he lost everything. At that moment, he got cleaned up, he lost any kind of momentum, and herO took that away. Was able to take that away from Gabe. Not just that, but a couple of other nice moments for herO when it came to delaying the push and delaying the all-in with these Zealots specifically. The Zealots, they caught Marines, they forced the army back, they forced an early siege as well, and then the unsiege, that's when they got caught. So a lot of really key moments there, but now we're getting into game 2, and we'll see if Gabe can tighten up and bring us to the ace match. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylines, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is a herO. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have the German Terran player, the red Terran representing Mouse. It is a herO Marine. So, bienvenidos 007 and Selensvad as well. Quack, quack, quack. Bienvenidos. Good to see you. I'm giga tired, but we got this, man. We got this. Again, it's going to be an intense week of StarCraft. We have RSL later on this week. It's going to be a full week of RSL. Likewise, we also have the Podcast tomorrow. The Podcast, we have Pegastar Cup as well. Pegastar Cup. All the StarCraft. But now though, we are going to be settling in. We'll see how Gabe does adjust here. Now, I don't expect to see the same build 2 games in a row. I'm referring to the fact that he went into Marine drop, a Cyclone into Tank Viking as a follow-up, just rallying across the map. That is a really potent and really powerful build. We've seen a lot of top Protoss. We've even seen herO fall to it in the past, by the way. But alas, you know, it's getting played out. It's becoming more common, and people are getting more used to seeing that build specifically. We should be seeing something different here out of Gabe. Keep an eye on it. For now, single gas opener going into a faster command center. So more of an economic start here out of the herO Marine. There it is, TC is on the way, but on the high ground, so a bit of a safer approach. A little bit safer. As Gabe is going to be scanning for a proxy, making sure he's safe and sound. And we should be seeing more of the same at a herO. We should be seeing, once again, 3-gate blink into a robo, into a delayed third base. There's no reason to deviate, especially on ley lines. Once we get into larger maps like Tokamak or Maganatha or even Incorporeal at times, like that's when you can get away with greedier builds and cut some corners. Outside of that, it is a little bit more risky. But here we go. There's that Twilight Council. Shema, papi, Shema. Yes, buenos dias. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, as herO, I assumed was going to be opening up Blink. My apologies. Does go for 3 gateways, but he's going to be going for Charge instead. Interesting decision here. Meanwhile, across the map, does confirm the CC that's being floated down from the high ground. Scouts into the main base, confirms that it was a faster CC. Delayed tech here for herO Marine. Now, speaking a little bit about the build of choice for herO, going to Charge like this is meant to hard counter a 2-base all-in. If Gabe was going like last game into an early tank push, into a committed move out early on, then Chargeless would completely clean something like that up. And we are making early tanks here, by the way. So Cyclone is a tank. I believe Gabe should be pushing. Oh, never mind. 3rd TC before Starport. Okay. Okay. Get my attention. Gabe is being hyper greedy here, rushing into the 3rd CC. Now, there's a bit of a give and take. On the one hand, cool. You know, Gabe, he can now try to get away with his greed. He's going for a 2nd Rax, delaying his starport quite heavily. Gabe is going to be stuck at home. He's going to be turtling. He's going to be turtling up back at home. And we'll see how strong his defenses are going to be. herO, with the early charge timing, he might, because he has early charge. And once he realizes there's nothing coming across the map, he might want to make use of this army and try to push into the natural. If that's the case, SimCity is going to be crucial here to defend the natural base against the mass zealots of herO. So bunkers on the way, tanks are amassing as well. Building on more Raxes. Hallucination confirms the 3rd TC, he knows. So herO, he's aware of the greed. And it's going to be on herO to try to punish this 3rd base or to catch up. For now, he's throwing down his own 3rd. herO, he's behind when it comes to the 3rd base timing. He's going for the Bay, going for the Forge. As you can see here, herO, he's not going for an all-in. He is expanding and taking up quite heavily. This is all on 3 gates. All on 3 gateways, so very low gateway count into upgrades, into tech, into expansions, into economy. We're kind of both building up into the mid-game. Both herO Marine and herO. So skipping any kind of early game aggression, building up into the mid-game. And we'll see where our players take us from here. And the game may just slow down completely. Now, the big power spike for a herO Marine is going to be once he gets up to full 3-base saturation. Remember, with a faster 3rd CC, he's going to get 2-base saturation faster as well. So he's going to be fully up and running faster than usual. Likewise, he'll be able to land his 3rd base and get it saturated. And he'll be able to have a big power spike once he can make use of that economy. The pressure's going to be on herO to try to delay the push, try to counterattack, engage ahead of time, or even just delay the expansion. Pressure's on herO. So now here's just fanning at his units. From here we're building up. Here comes that third base. Again, it's almost fully saturated. Throws down the sensor tower, and I was curious to see if here Marine was going to build up on 3 bases and then push. With the sensor tower being thrown down and with the turret being thrown down, Gabe, he might just get a 4th CC and just turtle and max out. Yep, Ghost Academy's on the way. If you recall, I did allude to this at the start of the series, how this is a style that has been very popular over the past month of play, ever since the latest patch, basically. Ever since the latest patch, we've seen all-ins die down, and we've seen a lot more passive play like this, where you get a fast 3rd base into a 4th base, and you don't actually move out across the map until you max. Until you max out with Ghosts, with Liberators. Of course, this is a style that Björn has been playing all year, that is true, and now we have all the other Terrans that are kind of, getting to that point as well. But a big part of that is just because of the latest patch, just because all-ins are less effective than they used to be. And aggression is less effective than it once was in TVP. Yeah, and there it is, 4th CC. So yeah, we're just turtling. We're just turtling up into a 4th CC. Again, somewhere Björn is out there. He's like, see, I told you guys. Just turtle up and max out, baby. Aye, aye, aye. Clem, Gabe, and all the others are like, but it wasn't the case previously. We didn't have to do this before. It's like, whatever you say. So far, nice force shields. Ooh, catching out the Marines, catching the Marauders. Gabe, he should not be out here. He should not be out here. Oh, no, as he bleeds out more Marauders. Aye, aye, aye. We spoke about it, Gabe. He was meant to be turtling. He moves out. He gets punished. Punished so hard. And Gabe is vulnerable here. Thankfully, there are no Zealots, but here they come. Zealots are coming in to reinforce. With these shard dots here, he might be able to break this position. He's tempted. Prism goes in. Prism is denied. herO should not be able to break this, though. He's trying to get on top of the tanks. Gets one. Gets both tanks. Oh, the Colossus, they Jubilee their way through. There's only one Viking. Only one. Up. Oh my god. Viking barely survives. Somehow, some way. But the Prism is here. Here he's just going to reinforce, going to warp in more units. And again, as you mentioned, Gabe, he got caught with his pants down. He should not have been out here on the low ground when he was. He lost half his bio army when he did that, when he did so. And now Gabe is being punished. Trying to hold on. Does get one with Colossus. Nice target firing at a Gabe. There's one Colossus left. Oh, no, it doesn't get picked up. Miscontrol at a herO. Doesn't pick up, doesn't save it. Zealots are trading, but Gabe, he should be able to hold on here. Yeah, he will hold on. Vikings are landing. We'll clean everything up. And herO overextends. Did I speak too soon? It's a lot of warp-ins, man. The Immortals. Yeah, lock on the Immortals. Zealots like try to charge in once again. Nice hold position, Michael, with the SCVs. Very nice hold position. Here he has to pull away. Still kills a lot of workers as a result, though. That's going to be 14 workers going down. Here he cripples the economy, and behind this he's on 4 bases himself. On 4 bases, rebuilding, remaxing. We have Shadow Stride on the way, going into DTs. Okay, I see you. And that's a lot of DTs. Oh no. We've how many? 10 Dark Templar, baby. Oh god. So now CT's on the way. Gabe, he's still stuck defending back at home. He's still stuck turtling, as you mentioned. Ideally, you want to be turtling up until you have Ghosts and Liberators as well, but we'll see if we can get there. This Gabe is kind of stumbling his way into a longer game. Here we're getting a 5th. Why fewer all-ins now? The previous map pool attributed it to it. I'm referring to the map pool with Tokamak, with Maganatha, with Incorporeal, Persephone. I will say that the meta is still settling into the new map pool. I will say the new map pool is a mixed bag. It's very much so a mixed bag, And I think it's also going to force more of this style as well, just because we spoke about it previously. In the new map pool, there's a lot of really big maps. There's a lot of really large maps, and it is difficult for the Terran player to turtle up on the new map pool as well. There's a lot to get into for that. But the new map pool, it does look very brutal for Terran and TVP. I'm curious to see how it evolves over time. There we go, DTs, they do bust in towards the mineral line. They walk in. Meanwhile, herO does cause a distraction. DTs, they just go ham in the mineral line, and SCVs are going down. But I think we counted, so basically in the new map pool, not this one, but the new one, of the 9 maps, I want to say that 6 of them I would classify as like large maps. So like I'm not too in favor of like all-ins on any of those 6 maps. There are 3 maps that I feel like do favor aggressive builds and do favor all-ins, but it's a minority, as opposed to in this previous map pool, which was a little bit different. Which I would say there are only like 3 big macro maps. So the new maps are a lot bigger, on average. As your Marine does try to kite out, or just try to break out. Nice shuttling here by herO. Does kite back. And the damage has already been done here. Even if your Marine wins this fight, GG gets called. The economy is crippled, and herO, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Gabe, I appreciate what he tried to do in game one. Gabe, he was hyper aggressive and hyper all in. We were able to see a little bit of flair out of Gabe in that first game. Here in game number 2, we saw a lot of what we're seeing more of in recent times, which is more defensive play. I mentioned something about the map pool, of course, but this is, you know, in the previous map pool. A big factor here, of course, is Storm. Like, Storm is a big, powerful zoning tool now, so Storm is a little bit better when it comes to defending against all-ins and shutting them down. Likewise, Colossus-based openers are more viable now as well because of the nerf to, or because of the change to the Ghost. That's why we're seeing a lot of Colossus-based play. Because of that, I would say that these all-ins and these earlier timing attacks are that much weaker than they once were. And here we saw Gabe also try to embrace, you know, a longer, later game, go for that more turtle-heavy style. Winding it back, talking specifically about this game, Gabe, he was looking pretty good, but he got caught on the map. He made the mistake of like trying to turtle up, but he was active on the map. You got to resist the temptation. He got caught in the low ground, he got force fielded in, and he bled out so much of his Marines and Marauders. He lost momentum. That's when he lost control of the map and control of the game. So really unfortunate there that Gabe got caught out on the map and got caught in the low grounds. GG, well played. With that, herO does take the series 2-0 and will advance on to the semifinals, where he's going to be facing off against his next opponent. Oh boy, up next is going to be a PvP between herO and MaxPax. Let's go. Let us go. Jumping into our PvP, and again, of course, these two, they face very, very often. They do trade blows. They go back and forth when it comes to games, when it comes to series as well. And we have seen our Danish Protoss player be a little bit more experimental as of late. We'll see if that trend continues here. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is a herO. Here we go. So we're getting into our PvP. And referring to MaxPax, and what we were trying to allude to here is that in recent weeks, in recent times, we have seen MaxPax stop going for the Gate Cyber into Stargate into expansion, stop going for the MaxPax opener, and starting to go for more 2-gate openers instead. That was the case, I want to say like 2-3 weeks ago, and then he went back. Then he reverted back to his old self, so he's been mixing it up. He's been mixing it up here. He's been more unpredictable, I will say that. And we'll see what he goes for this time. As here comes a 2-gate opener from herO. MaxPax looks like he's going for the gate, Cyber into Stargate. Okay. Oh boy. Now, welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is a very large map of the map pool. Tokamak is known for proxies as well because it's so large. There are many proxy locations, and if Hero can realize what's going on, he can react and respond with an all-in. Hooks in, sees one gateway. One gateway, Cybercore, Zealots on the way, safety Zealots. The reason why we have the Zealot in production is because MaxPax feels like there's a high chance it's going to be a proxy, so it's going to be on this Zealot to try to find the proxy and focus on that pylon. Meanwhile, we can see the Hero throws down his second pylon in the main base, so no proxy. Second pylon's in the main. MaxPax does confirm he should be feeling safe, and he should cancel the Zealot. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. He has to produce it here for this pylon. True. So pylon block on the low ground. Stargate's on the way. Again, Stargate before expand. And this should lead into oracles. Now, with Hero's setup here, he can still turn this into a one-base all-in, but he doesn't really have anything out on the map. Doesn't have a proxy location out on the map either. So curious to see where Hero takes him. Does open up Double Stalker to rally across the map. Pylon does finish. Going for the Cyber. Does go for the Cyber Core, delaying the expansion even further. Remember, this build that MaxPax is going for is meant to be economic, and so far he's not able to expand. Safety shield battery. Here come the Stalkers. Hero reinforcing with another Stalker with a sentry as well. Adept does rally across, runs into another Stalker. And the Adept will go down. Nice pick up. Likewise, Hero's getting on top of the shield battery. Shield battery's under fire. Oracle's on the way. And the shield battery will finish. Oh my god, the Stalker takes so many hits though. Takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. The Oracle's coming in for a dive, but now there's a third Stalker. And the Oracle gets punished. Nice control here by Hero. Very nice control. And he will kill the shield battery. And he heavily delays the expansion. The Cybercore is still here. The Oracle already spent some energy. The Oracle's moving out. Hero, he's expanding. And Hero, he has control of the game. He has an economic lead. Takes over the low ground. Shield battery is ready. His main base is safe. Sentry's in position. And this opener has done nothing for MaxPax. Now, what I will say is that thankfully he still has the Oracle alive. He still has the first Oracle. He has now a second Oracle as well. Two Oracles that can one-shot probes. Oh, nice force field. Locks down one of the Zealots. Do we have a second force field? We do. Yeah, second force field against one of the Stalkers. Oracles, they go for the dive. And can he get an Oracle? Oh my god, barely not. Gets a Stalker though. Jesus, still nice trades for Hero. Yeah, whole damage on the Oracles. Hero pulls away. And MaxPax, he just gives up on the natural, going for the unnatural at the third location. Ay, ay, ay. A brutal position here from MaxPax, but once again, I should emphasize that thankfully he still has both Oracles, right? These Oracles, they still have a lot of potential for damage. It's going to be difficult. They're both low on HP, but they have potential. Last Hero is in position. Behind this, going to blink. Cybercore has been dealt with. Oracles are moving in. And he does get two. Let's get two. Oh, the Oracle gets one. And one Oracle goes down. There's one Oracle left. He can no longer one-shot. And Hero confirms that there's an expansion. He confirms there's no one-base all-in. There's the expand. Confirms that there is blink. No Dark Shrine. And the pressure is very much so on MaxPax. Ay, ay, ay. We'll see what he can get done. He's going for an extra gateway. Building up to 3-gate blink. Here he's ready. He's got a shield battery. Likewise, he has Stalks in the main base to zone away the Oracle. Adepts, they will shade in. Okay. Shade into the main. They cause a distraction. And they're going to get one. One probe goes down. The Oracle doesn't make it out. Ooh, and even catching and forcing a recall. Oof, gets a Stalker. Ah, too many losses here. And MaxPax, he should not be able to defend. Checking the army sizes, we have Hero with almost double the Stalker count plus sentries. Blink is done for herO. Blink is not complete for MaxPax. Here come the hallucinations. Here comes herO. And the shield battery is not yet done. Oof. Yeah, boys are being pulled. They have to be. Rope's going to be going down. Here he should keep pushing, but he does actually back off. Okay. So we have the stasis trap. Goes to the stasis, and I feel like herO, he could have pressed the issue here. He could have just kept going and kept picking off at least probes, but no, herO, he pulls away. herO's still ahead, but he does allow MaxPax to stay in this game. As herO's getting a third base, Fortune +1, Immortal Production's underway as well, so herO just maintaining his tech lead. And the pressure's on MaxPax. It's on MaxPax to find some economic damage across the map or go for an all-in, right? One or the other. Playing standard from here is just going to fall behind. Alright, here we go. As we mentioned, the pressure is on MaxPax. The onus is on him to find some damage, and he is being active. He might be able to find damage here at the third base. herO does spot the army. He's aware. The Insanity Immortal is a little bit too far back. Nice force fields. But MaxPax still being punished. +1 is soon going to finish off for herO. Again, he has just perpetually an upgrade lead. I will say that herO, he never started charge. True. Never did get into charge. So we do see that MaxPax, he's refining his composition and getting to something more efficient. Out of Pure Blink Stalker and into Charge or Archon. Let FSA Shade in. herO doesn't pull away, so that's going to be what, 6? 6 probes going down. herO slipping up a little bit here. MaxPax, can he bring it back? Or is it too late? herO's pushing. Now remember, MaxPax will have he'll have charge, or I should say he's working towards charge. It's still not actually yet done. Uh-oh. It's not ready. MaxPax blinks away. Force field zones away the zealots. And MaxPax is being broken. He just doesn't have the numbers here. He's going to lose the Stalkers, lose the Zealots as well. Charge finishing up in 10 seconds, but it's too late at this point. There's 3 Immortals. At the same time, Stasis goes off. Very nice Stasis trap, but it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Not anymore. It's also going down. Once again, Force Field zone away the Stalkers. They're too far back. And herO will overwhelm. And again, this entire game, he was just all over MaxPax when it came to the opener, when it came to the initial build. MaxPax forsake the unnatural, stuck on one base. The Oracles did nothing. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very impressive game here by herO. Again, just all over MaxPax. This is the big downside, and this is why I'm not really fond of whenever MaxPax does go for the Gate Cyber into Stargate, whenever he goes for his quote-unquote opener, the MaxPax build, is because it's so played out. It's so played out, and players like herO, players like Classic, players like ShoWTimE, you often do see them abuse MaxPax for that, just because like it's a little bit more, he's a little bit more predictable when he does go for that kind of style, just because he's done it for so long. I'm hoping that he does mix things up coming into game 2, but we'll see. Gonna be loading into Pylon. Let's go. This is why I was so excited, what was it, like a month ago or 2-3 weeks ago, when MaxPax was going for 2 gate openers and was going for proxies as well, and he was excelling as a result. Like, he was succeeding with it. It was really exciting when MaxPax was kind of spreading his wings, but that was, again, you know, a couple of weeks ago. Now we're kind of back to what we once did before, which is mix it up again, baby. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Danish Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing T1. It is herO. There we go. Low-key, MaxPax is trolling at this point for not going to events. I would hard disagree with that. If you've been listening to his interviews and if you've heard from MaxPax, I mean, him not going to events is obviously his decision. From my understanding, it's like a social anxiety thing where he's just not very comfortable being like in public and in large crowds like that sort of thing. Would rather just play from home, which is perfectly fine. It is a bit of a shame that he doesn't compete with all the other competitors, but from my understanding, he has no like interest in that sort of thing. So it is a bit of a shame, but like understandable. So now we are building up. And once again, we're going for the gate into Cybercore, Zealot first. herO, he's going for a fake proxy pylon. Okay, you have my attention. So MaxPax is going for the same build. This time herO, he's faking an all-in, going for the pylon hidden in the top right-hand corner of the map. And we'll see if he can force an overreaction. MaxPax, of course, he knows that a pylon is missing. For all he knows, it could be a proxy robo, could be a proxy gateway, could be a proxy stargate, or it could be nothing, as we can see here. So it's on MaxPax to react and to confirm. You can see he's checking the center area. This is a very common location for a proxy robo, very common in the center. And Max actually doesn't overreact. I mean, he's getting extra shield batteries, true. He's getting a shield battery at the natural, second pylon as well to keep everything powered. So he is reacting in some way, and as a result, being a little bit inefficient in his build, but nothing too extreme. As we do have a Twilight Council opener out of herO, taking his natural. I believe did skip his, yeah, did skip his unit. Oh, sorry, double stalker into double sentry. Now the question becomes from here. We're going to try to make use of this pylon later on. The Twilight Council is almost done. We don't have a probe veering off towards the right-hand side, so no crazy like DT-based open or anything like that. herO does move out, applying some pressure. And MaxPax, oh, going for the Void Ray. Uh-oh, yeah, misread. He's misreading this. Now he confirms his base, and he should cancel that Void Ray. Nice chronoing. Ay, ay, ay. That's curious. Void Ray production for MaxPax is usually if you believe you're being all-in. If you believe you're being all-in, like you need Void Rays to survive and to defend your natural. To invest into a Void Ray here, it does not scale well into a longer mid-game. So this does feel like a waste. We'll see what he can achieve with it. I mean, hey, he rallies out with the main army. Oracle gets a revelation. Here we go, MaxPax right down the middle. No defensive shield battery. With this early Void Ray, MaxPax, he could actually break the natural. If there's no shield battery, he can't pull this off. MaxPax is moving in. Void Ray is revealed. Okay, herO knows. And he'll lose one Stalker. One Stalker goes down. Oracle gets punished. herO coming in from behind. But the Oracle making its way to the mineral line. The mineral line is exposed. Are there sentries? Okay. There are sentries to defend. herO pulls back. Again, still no shield battery. But herO looks like he will have enough. Oh, a little bit trigger happy. Panics a little bit here, but takes on the Void Ray. Comes in from behind, gets one of the Stalkers as well. And herO holds. Whew, here he does hold. And again, really nice movement out of herO to drag the army to the right-hand side, to buy time for extra warp bins, to react and to have units ready for the Oracle. So really nice positional play here from herO, and he takes a third. Third base is on the way. MaxPax, again, he was very dedicated, and we did mention that he was putting himself behind, or we had some wasted resources in that Void Ray. He had some potential there, but the Void Ray went down, and now we're building up into the mid game as well. MaxPax still stuck on 2 bases. Still on 2 bases. MaxPax is also behind on Blink. herO, he checks for the third. Ooh, checked 1 second too soon. Oh, does get a Stalker. Gets one, pulls away, and confirms the expansion. And here he should be able to force a cancel. And there it is. Oh, there's a cancellation. MaxPax still stuck on 2 bases. Now, what did MaxPax do? He went for a gateway explosion. So he has extra gateways. He's working on +1. He should be able to build up a higher Stalker count, but herO should have some shield batteries back at home. We'll see. So far, the Stalker counts are even. Max actually will expand towards herO. Okay, there's no reinforcing pylon, but Blink is now done. Ooh, gets one. Gets one Stalker so far. Better trade to MaxPax. Does out trade initially. Oracle back into the main. Cannon is done. Oops, safe strap is denied. herO does finish off the proxy pylon. We're trying to catch out the army. Yeah, he gets punished. The armies do trade. There's a Guardian Shield. MaxPax has to get out of here. Has to pull away. Oof. Leading out 2, 3 more Stalkers. Oh god! Yeah, losing far too much. Some rough trades for MaxPax. herO holding on. This time herO is going to charge, so it's building up into Zealots. He's refining his army. Both headed into the mid game. When it comes to our economies, both players are on 3 bases. Both players' economies are looking decent. We have +2 starting off for herO. No +2 for MaxPax. That's a little bit of a concern. We'll see when and if he does start it up. Zealots do get into the natural. MaxPax getting pulled apart. Oh, going for the pylon. Pylon goes down. Zealots get 5 probe kills. herO is out. Oh no! We'll take the stasis to the face. If the Zealots had arrived and the Stalkers were no stasis, then herO he could break this position. He has to pull away. He has to pull away. 4th base is on the way instead. MaxPax he's holding. Just barely. But herO is not stopping. Yeah, he's not stopping. He's not slowing down. Zealots are coming in from behind, getting on top of the Stalkers. Yeah, brutal losses here for MaxPax, as herO is out trading. Yeah, catching out what, 3, 4, 5 extra Stalkers. MaxPax being zoned away. herO is still just reinforcing, still just warping in more Zealots. And here he has done it. He has broken the 3rd. MaxPax, he cannot keep up. Not like this, not anymore. And again, it was a quirky start for MaxPax going for the Void Ray. It was a bold move, but GG gets called, and herO will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax, he did adjust a little bit here coming into pylon, but at the same time it also felt like he was forced to overreact to the attempted or to the fake out from herO with the extra shield battery, with the extra pylon, with the extra Zealot, and of course with the Void Ray as well. In the end, because he went for that early Void Ray, that meant that his Twilight Council was delayed, and his Blink timing was also later as well. And we saw herO take full advantage of that, being so aggressive and so in the face of MaxPax whenever he had that advantage, whether it was Blink, whether it was his gateways, whether it was with charge as well. Get a very active style, and once again really impressive unit control out of herO as well. When it came to that defense against Void Ray, was crazy, was impressive. GG. GG, well played. When it came to the overall builds, herO, he stayed on a very low gas count. We didn't get to point it out, but herO, he only took his gases in the main base. That's why he was reinforcing with so many zealots. He only had 2 gases in the main, pure mineral income elsewhere, so just warping in wave after wave of zealots. And zealots, they trade so well against stalkers, unless you have archons, right? Like, that's when archons come into play, that's when SimCity comes into play, but in head-on fights like that, zealots are just so much more efficient against some more gas-intensive units like a stalker. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO does knock MaxPax out, and we are getting ready for the next semifinals. We're going to be going on a short break. Up next, we're going to be covering ShoWTimE versus Percival in the upper semis, and then we'll be having the grand finals thereafter. herO is waiting for the winner of this series. Whether it's ShoWTimE or Percival, we'll find out. We will find out. For now, though, going to be going on a short break. We'll see you soon after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OST and that break as we return with the second half of the semifinals. We just wrapped up. We just wrapped up with MaxPax versus herO, and herO is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. Question becomes, who'll face off against him? Let's go. Let's jump on into our PvT. Let's jump into ShoWTimE versus Percival. Oh boy. Again, as we're nearing the second half, if not later end of the broadcast. Here we go. Also, bienvenidos. I see baby links in the chat. Doom BR as well. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Good to see you all. Good to see you. As we're jumping in and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Leylines, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Este complete in the chat. Bienvenidos. But here we go. We're jumping into our first semi-finals match, and coming into this, I'm curious to see how Percival will approach things. I did mention previously during the Big Gabe series how we've seen all-ins and two-base all-ins die down over the past couple of weeks, ever since the latest patch, basically. Ever since the latest patch, and now exemplified in the latest map pool as well. We've seen that occur, and even from Percival. Percival, he was one of the notorious Terrans out there that was doing non-stop two-base all-in after two-base all-in after two-base all-in, and we've even seen Percival just step away from that style as well. In saying that, welcome to Leylines. Leylines is one of the more medium-sized maps in the map pool, and I can see this going either way. We'll keep an eye on Percival. We'll see if he does go for something more aggressive or if he does embrace the mid-game. Meanwhile, I don't want to gloss over this. ShoWTimE. Where have you been? It's the ShoWTimE, baby. Yeah. We spoke earlier about how Big Gabe, I think him competing in this tournament was a rare sight. He almost never competes in open cups, especially the WardiTV Mondays. He just doesn't wake up early for them. So I want to say that was maybe the second time we've seen we've seen Big Gabe, herO Marine, compete in the WardiTV Monday the entire year, twice in a year. It's crazy. He barely plays. He barely competes, I should say. And ShoWTimE is similar. I wouldn't say the same. ShoWTimE is still more active, but in recent weeks and in recent months, ShoWTimE, he has taken a step back. He's taken a bit of a break post EWC, and he's not been as active as he once was leading up to EWC, of course. So he's also a rarer sight. He's a rarer sight in the WardiTV Monday. So happy to see him competing here, and we'll see what he brings to the table, as we don't often get to see and experience ShoWTimE nowadays. Specifically post EWC, right? He's one of the many players that did kind of take a bit of a break and took a moment for themselves. Understandably so. A lot of players did. Oh, as Percival is going for a 3x. Okay, a little bit old school here. So 3x build here by Percival. What is this? Is a stim timing. So building up mass marine into a stim timing into, he could even pull the boys with this as well, but a hyper aggression out of Percival, and it's going to be on ShoWTimE to confirm how aggressive he's being, to confirm the build exactly as to what's going on. So far the adept is going to be denied. Does try to shade past, does spot extra marines, but no confirmation yet. No confirmation. ShoWTimE getting into his own Twilight Council in towards Blink. Now, once ShoWTimE, or if he does scout, if he does realize what's going on, it's going to be on ShoWTimE to engage ahead of time, to slow down the army, and to try to slow down the overall push. Basically, when you build up and you get into this 3-rack stim timing, obviously your stims are finite because there's no medevacs, right? There's no factory, there's no medevacs, there's no support. So every stim counts and every stim hurts. And if you force a stim early, for example, if Stalkers engage ahead of time and they force a stim, say, on your side of the map, then that will actually slow you down quite heavily. As Dep's get behind the mineral line, denying any kind of mining. Zero economy here for Percival. Ooh, so nice delay. Nice delay here by ShoWTimE. He delays, shading in once again. Spots a reactive marines. And at this point, he should be aware, hold up, where are your Hellions? Where's your Cyclone? Something's wrong. So now he's aware that there's no factory production. This could still be a 2-on-1, right? It could still be a 2-on-1, which is not unheard of in TVP. Otherwise, it could be a 3-ax, could be a 4-ax. ShoWTimE, he has an idea. Ooh. As the Reaper Scout is denied. ShoWTimE, how many gates are we on? 2? 2-gate blink into a third. Very greedy build here by ShoWTimE. Okay. This is lining up for Percival. This is lining up for the Terran. Upgrades are almost done. As Percival was a little bit supply block, does break out of that. Building up his Marauders. Percival, he didn't really... Oh, sorry, he did cut the Twilight Council. He's aware. That's why he does incorporate a couple Marauders. And here he comes. And again, ShoWTimE, he's stuck at home. Like, he's not engaging. As we mentioned before, like, if ShoWTimE was aware of what was going on here, yeah, the boys are being pulled. If he was aware, he would be able to engage ahead of time and again try to force an early stim. Now he knows. Now he's aware, but is it too late? Because it's all or nothing here for Percival. The boys have arrived. Stims in. Yeah, does stim in. And ShoWTimE, he picks away at some of the Marines. But again, this was just such a greedy build from ShoWTimE. Again, it was 2-gate blink. 2-gate blink. No shield battery. The Marines, they stim in. They get 2-3 stalkers so far. Nice damage. The boys are being pulled. And can ShoWTimE hold on here? He does have focus fire. The Marauders, not bad. Nice target firing. And ShoWTimE holds. Ooh, ShoWTimE, he does hold on. And where exactly are we? Okay. So a couple of things. ShoWTimE, he saved the third. He saved the third base. The third is up and running. He can make 3 probes at a time. ShoWTimE did lose 13 probes, but he killed 8 SCVs. So we have a back and forth. Ooh, crazy blink. ShoWTimE getting punished. He blinks in, loses 3 stalkers. Ay. Miss rally as well. ShoWTimE, we gotta tighten up, Abby. Oh my god. He throws away 3 stalkers, bit of an F2 as all the observers come together as well. ShoWTimE, we gotta lock in, Abby. Gotta lock in. As Percival still has momentum, still has a larger army. Yeah, he scans, and he may just kill the third. May just bring it down. Stims in, turns away. Chasing down one of the stalkers, gets 1. Does he get 2? He does. And he gets 2 stalkers, a sentry as well. Brutal pickoffs here. And Percival, he may have just done it. Well, as he barely doesn't have enough to break the Immortal. But he's still rallying. He's still rallying anyway. No fear, Pappy, no fear. Ooh, as the Nexus goes down, takes out the Immortal as well, and again, ShoWTimE, we have everything being brought together. We have the... the F2 is real, Pappy, we're panicking. Because of this, this means that he doesn't see if there's a third base or more reinforcements on the way. Like, ShoWTimE has very limited vision. Very limited. And Percival, he's been expanding. He's expanding, getting a third base, building up into the mid-game. Percival is ahead, he has momentum, and the pressure's on ShoWTimE. Went behind Dark Shrine. Let's go. But winding it back, as a reminder, ShoWTimE was just hyper greedy this game. 2-gate blink is a rare sight. You don't see 2-gate blink anymore because it's so greedy, because you're so vulnerable. So ShoWTimE took a risk, took a chance, got punished for it, had less stalkers as a result. Observer gets spotted. And ShoWTimE is being hunted down. Gets a medevac, but he will lose almost every single stalker. If not every stalker. 4 stalkers go down. Ay. And GG. there's no final fight. That's game-ending damage. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. GG. Ooh, and again, ShoWTimE, we gotta lock in, Pappy. We did mention that ShoWTimE has been a little bit more missing in action, and he has been less active. That is true, but despite that here, he was also just cutting a lot of corners and being quite greedy here, especially against Percival. Of course, we were mentioning how the meta has been shifting. That is true. That doesn't mean you can just be hyper greedy, though. Like, you're Pappy. You gotta respect your opponent, you gotta respect the Terran. And what I will say is that, again, these more aggressive builds are very map dependent. We're loading into Pylon. Game 2 here is on Pylon. Pylon is known for all-ins. Pylon is the smallest map in the map pool, the most aggressive map as well. This is where you can be in the face of your opponent, and there's a much higher chance that Percival is going to commit, so we gotta play safe. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the German Protoss player. We have the German Protoss, we have the red Protoss representing Sentinels down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. Here we go. And again, welcome to Pylon. Pylon has a very short rush distance by ground, also has a very exposed triangular third base, likewise has a more open linear third base, and an area in between the third and the natural as well that can be abused, where you can just ignore the third expansion, just go straight for the kill, straight for the natural as well. It has a very wider ramp, and of course a longer entrance. So we're expecting ShoWTimE to calm down and go 3-gate blink at least. 3-gate blink, robo, delay his third base is what we're expecting out of ShoWTimE. If he cuts corners again, then he's going to be vulnerable again. As Percival's going for an economic opener. Likewise, it wasn't just about ShoWTimE being greedy, but if you remember, ShoWTimE, he never scouted. He never saw the main. He never saw the main base of Percival. Specifically, ShoWTimE never went for a sentry. There was no sentry, there was no hallucination scout, so there was no vision as to what Percival was doing. So he didn't confirm that it was a 3-racks. Not just that, he also didn't confirm that the boys were being pulled either, because ShoWTimE didn't see the army until it was already halfway across the map. So yeah, ShoWTimE playing in a way that we're not really used to seeing, I would say. Like ShoWTimE being very risky, being very greedy, and also failing to scout and just failing to have any vision on his opponents. Just a very risky play out of ShoWTimE in game 1. By just playing blind and also by cutting corners. We gotta respect Percival back. Gotta respect him. So that was all that kind of led into the success that Percival had in game 1. And we'll see how that all comes together here in game 2. Reaper dips into the main. ShoWTimE is somewhat in position. Would you see that shade across the map? Meanwhile, Percival does dive in. And Percival, you will scout the Twilight Council. Twilight Council's on the way. Gets a probe. At the same time, Adept does delay the CC. Gets one SCV kill, but nice start stepping here out of Percival. Very nice. Zoning back the Adept. And I believe that's the second gateway. Yeah, so far 2-gate blink. No shot he goes 2-gate blink to a third on Pylon. No shot. No shot. We should be seeing an extra gateway from ShoWTimE. Percival back at home, this time going for a standard 1-1-1. Going into reactor marine production, preserving his gas for what? For his factory production and for his starport. And yep, there it is, third gateway. So ShoWTimE after game 1, he's playing safe. So a safer build here by ShoWTimE, but we have a more macro-oriented build from Percival. Going into Cloak Banshee. And it's going to be up to ShoWTimE to minimize losses against the Banshees. It's going to be on ShoWTimE. As it's getting War Prism, it's going to be more aggressive across the map. Are building up, and I believe ShoWTimE hasn't seen. Yeah, he has not scouted the main base. Similarly to last game, but I say similarly, a little bit more extreme here. Last game we saw an observer at least first out of the robo to scout across the map. Here it's War Prism, which means he sees nothing still. He's not fully aware, which means these Banshees have a lot of potential. Have a little potential here. One Banshee's moving on the right hand side. We have another Banshee moving out towards the left. Observer's on the way. ShoWTimE moves out. Reaper attempts to scout. And we'll see if Percival can hold on. So behind this, he has a tank. He has some nice SimCity. His bio army is a little bit lackluster. ShoWTimE is warping in. We'll see Percival getting someone in position. He's hit a buffer. And tank blow is going off. Tanks on the Stalkers. Prism, oh, does survive. And does break through the Marines. The Marines go down, diving on the tanks as well. Boys are being pulled, but too late, and the tank will fall. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. The Stalkers are getting out of control, picking up more SCVs. With reinforcements, though, Percival, he's holding on. Yeah, he's holding on at the same time. Banshees, an F2. Yeah, he did F2 back home. He activated the Cloak Banshee as well. Now he goes in, and ideally this would have been harassing at the same time. Oof. So, delayed harassment here by Percival. Now damage is being done. But at this point, ShoWTimE, he can now focus on the defense. Yeah, he can focus. So this is okay damage, but this could have been so much more. Okay, 10, 11, 12 probes. Still nice damage. But we have a back and forth. And Percival, he's building up into a 3rd CC, building up into the mid game. So it's going to be on Percival to just turtle up, to expand. We do have a back and forth at least, but still rough position here for Percival. As ShoWTimE is taking up. He's getting his 3rd base up and running. We have the Colossus on the way as well. Seems over. Barely. And ShoWTimE's 4th base is actually quite late here. A little bit surprising. Ideally, as the 3rd base is being taken, the 4th base is already underway here for the Protoss. So later 4th base. The Colossus are building up. And for the most part, ShoWTimE should gain map control. Now, this is where Pylon is a little bit of a quirky map. On the one hand, what should be happening here is that Percival should be stuck on 3 bases, turtling up, and ShoWTimE should have full map control, mass expand, max out, and just overwhelm. But specifically on Pylon, because the map is so small, move outs like this, they take very little time to actually get across the map. So ShoWTimE is pushing. Percival is pushing. He's moving out. Again, he's already encroaching upon the bases. Oh, bit of miscontrol. Throwing away 2 Stalkers. ShoWTimE does misrally. Move commands into the army. But the Colossus is ready. Tanks are late to siege. And the tanks will go down as ShoWTimE should clean up this army. He takes on both tanks. Percival going for the dive. Can he get the Colossus? No shield battery. Oh, no battery, but there are zealots. And with that, he holds. Yeah, ShoWTimE does hold on. Warps in just in time. Percival just doesn't have enough. We'll go for the 4th, though. Let's try to go for the 4th base. Force the kite away. And ShoWTimE does hold on. Okay, Percival, he wants that Colossus. He wants him. But now there's 2. Where's the anti-air? Uh-oh. Yeah, Stalkers out of position. Bio army stems in, catching up the Stalkers. This one gets 2 Stalkers. Again, better trades here for Percival. Picking up Stalkers, picking up Zealots, hiding back, Mind Shot's going off as well. I even caught one of the Colossus actually. And Percival, he has too much. Yeah, he has far too much here. He's stimming on in, that Viking going ham, now there's 2 Colossus. ShoWTimE barely hanging on. Just barely. Again, this is the army. 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and 2 Colossus. Oh god. He needs those war pins. And he saves the 4th. He saves the 4th base, he saves all the probes. ShoWTimE, he survives. Survives the game from here. It does continue. We see Percival taking up. We have the Ghost Academy on the way. More Vikings. And ShoWTimE can slow the game down. We should soon be seeing either Disruptors or Storm. One or the other. You don't want to be stuck on pure Colossus. Don't want to be stuck. as that means the Terran player can just fixate on purely Viking production and shut you down. ShoWTimE getting a 5th. And the anti-air is still a little bit lacking here. And we have confirmation it is going to be disruptors. So second robo and disruptor production has begun. No going for storm. So he does kite away. Catching out 3 zealots. Oh, there it goes off. The reaction! Oh my god, massive connection! Yeah, first we're getting caught out. Has to pull away. And a strong start for ShoWTimE. Lights over Nova. And we just need more. we just need more of that. We'll be fine. And ShoWTimE making 2 disruptors at a time. Disruptors are massing up, and Percival, he has a turtle. He has a turtle up here. He's getting a 4th base. We need sensor towers, missile turrets, Sim City, and Liberators. As ShoWTimE does push right through the center. Percival out of position. Trying to race over. Scan, does spot the rotation. There's EMP. I think on Percival, he still needs more Liberators, or just Liberators in general. There we go. Fusion Core is on the way. That will be for Liberator range. And we got there. Like we were speaking earlier about how we've seen a little more mid to late game in TVP, and this is kind of the scenario we're speaking on, where aggression subsides and you have to just turtle up as a Terran player, max out on 4 bases, and weather the storm until you can perfect your army. Now, if the Terran can get there, then they will have the superior composition. So far, decent splits, catching out 2 disruptors. Oof. Yeah, 3rd disruptor goes down. Percival, once again, he's holding. He's holding on. Oh, was that another? That was a Colossus. Oh, god. Missed rally out of ShoWTimE. Throwing away Colossus. They're just trying to zone away. Vikings hunting with the Colossi. And they'll get both. 1, 2 Colossus go down. First we have to kite away. Does have to kite back. We're only playing with 1 disruptor here, so ShoWTimE has to be so careful. He dives on the army, not bad. Getting 1, 2, almost 3 medevacs. Punching Percival. Should not have been out here. Caught out. But he does barely get his Liberators out. Likewise, he does punish the Stalkers. We're getting messy. Nice one. Nice denial. Nice denial on the warp in. Percival, he's holding on. Now, what's a little bit scary here is that we did have the initial fight go in favor of Percival, but now we're building up Liberators. Right? Liberators are slowly building up over time, and currently there's no good answer. ShoWTimE is very zealot heavy. He has very few Stalkers, very little anti-air, and we're making 4 Liberators at a time. So there's going to be a big power spike for Percival, and ShoWTimE isn't ready for it. Ideally, ShoWTimE gets ready for Sky Toss, or he starts incorporating more Stalkers. One or the other. Alright, Colossus gets caught out. Gets one. Going for another. Ooh, the army does get choked up though. Yeah, rough fight here for Percival. He has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Oof. Yeah, very rough fights. At the same time, 18 Pro is going to be going down. We do get some nice damage across the map, but the main army here is struggling. And ShoWTimE, he may just end the game. Oh, Liberation has arrived. Just in time. That's going to be 19 probe kills. 19 probes going down. ShoWTimE, his Colossus are very low. 2 HP Colossus. It's crazy. One is on 2, the other's on 7. Liberators are moving in. Oh, it looks like there was a bit of a pause. Oh, sorry, there was a bit of a drop actually. This army does recall. Percival dropping into the main. He goes straight into the main base. At the same time, Percival does push on the right hand side. ShoWTimE is out of position completely, and this base will go down. ShoWTimE getting caught out, getting pulled apart. Diving into the main, depowers and denies the warp in. Going for the Dark Shrine. And again, there's just too much liberation here. ShoWTimE cannot keep up. We spoke earlier how he had limited anti-air, so may as well just go for drop play. Wins the fight in the main base. Nexus did fall, and ShoWTimE is desperately double expanding. Trying to take more bases. Oh, nice pickups. Let's catch a couple of medevacs. That's the person where he distracted the entirety of the main army. Oh, and who catches who? So far we get some decent EMPs. And ShoWTimE just cannot push into Liberators. Like, it cannot happen. Not with this kind of army. He's getting up to 6 Colossus. Okay. Let's go. Building up to 6 Colossi. EMPs are going off. ShoWTimE gets caught out as well. Does miss rally in. He does focus on another disruptor. Stalkers looks like they will overwhelm. Okay, we have our massive gateway army. Takes down Liberators at the same time. Bottom left should fall. Dropping back into the main. And you can see that ShoWTimE's army has shifted from more of a Zealot composition to Mass Stalker. He's got 19 Stalkers. And that fight just went too poorly for Percival. He lost too much. Yeah, he bled out too much supply. Percival, he was doing well for himself. But one bad fight is sometimes all it takes. Lost his medevacs, lost his drops. ShoWTimE's moving in. And Percival cannot keep up. Again, he lost his drops, he lost his Liberators as well. Doesn't really have much of an army. Rallies into the Colossus. And here comes a 6 Colossi. Let's go. 5 even. The lasers. And ShoWTimE breaks through. He breaks through the main army, pushes into the main base. And we're looking to force the ace match. Oh my god. As Percival was trying to hold on. But at this point he's losing bases. Like losing more expansions, more CCs. Production's being camped. Percival, he fought hard. He fought hard for this. He went crazy, Pat. He'll lose his final army. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG well played. Again, a very chaotic, very intense back and forth here from both ShoWTimE and Percival. Percival, he himself went for the early move out, the early timing. We did see some better trades at a time for Percival catching the Colossus initially, but he wasn't quite able to take some better fights later on. The drop play was amazing. We saw him take down bases, take down expansions, and then he kept going for drops. As we mentioned, we saw ShoWTimE was switching into Mass Stalker, and he had a much better time dealing with those drops, shutting down the medevac, shutting down the aggression, and regaining map control. So to regain map control, as the Stalker count was getting higher, that is when Percival had to back off. Just back off, retreat, and turtle up again. Just turtle up again and be more defensive, as his opponent had a better army to keep up with the more mobile composition that Percival was going for. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going all the way to the ace match. We're going to game 3, going to be loading into Ruby Rock. Oh, let's go. I would say this is another map that does favor aggression. One of the few in the new map pool. So we'll see what we go for. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels, tying up the series 1-1. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Go as we are going to be moving out. Oh, hello. Now my assumption was that this was going to be an eBay block, but never mind. Percival is going to be hiding here towards the top side. Okay. We have 1 Rax at home and what looks to be 1 Rax across the map. So a cheeky start here for Percival. As I mentioned before, this is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. I'm thinking of Ruby Rock. I'm thinking of Tourmaline as well. And 10,000 feet. The reason for this is because the entrance at the 3rd base and the entrance at the 4th base are very wide. They're very accessible. But of course, we might not even get there. See, Raxes are building up. I'm curious to see if we do end up going for something like a tech lab. Yeah, Marine production, not 2 Rax Reaper. Going for the Marine and going for the add-on. Wait, what? Command Center gets thrown down. We're still going for the tech lab, right? Yeah, we're still going for the tech lab. So this is Proxy Marauder. So Marauder is going to be slowly banking up here across the map. I believe we push with 2 or 3. Meanwhile, this looks like a standard opener from Percival. Very cheeky. Very cheeky. Here comes Concussive Shell. Marauders are amassing. This will hit a little bit later, but the goal here, the hope is that ShoWTimE is greedy. ShoWTimE underreacts. I mean, he just hasn't seen anything yet. He sees nothing. Waiting for the second Marauder. Halfway done. And what is at home? There is nothing. There's gonna be 1 Stalker, okay. Gonna be 1 Stalker at home to defend. Adepts, they do hit the ramp. Of course, they're gonna be stopped. Marauders are moving in. And that's that 1 defensive Stalker. Moves out across the map. It's gonna get caught out in the open. Ooh, it does get caught by the concussor. Oh, it does pull away, actually. It does pull away. Here comes the bunker. Boys are being pulled. And the pylon is gonna go down. Oh, it does save it. Boys are hit a tank. But it's going to lose so many probes in the process here. 8, 9, up to 10 probes going to be going down. Bunker is denied. Tackers the 10th worker. And barely doesn't get the pylon. Okay, second pylon does finish. Let's go. Did recall back home. Down to 1 adept. Down to 1 more stalker. Gets a second, gets a third. Okay, building up to 3 stalkers. And with that, ShoWTimE is barely holding on. Down to one Marauder. Bunker is denied, and ShoWTimE holds. He holds. He defends. He barely holds on. Did cost him, what, 10 probes? Did cost him 10 workers in total. But does hold on, does survive. Behind this blink is almost done. And we're going into a Dark Shrine. Okay, let's go. Going into DTs. It's a big commitment. And we have Percival going for a stim follow-up. Okay, there's layers to this. So initially we had the proxy marauder, and now we have the stim timing here in the follow. We can pull the boys with this, just like game one. So strong stim timing. The scariest thing, of course, are we going to hold on to scans? Will Percival be ready for the Dark Templar? DTs can be really effective against 2 base all-ins just because scans are limited, right? When you're going for an all-in like this, you're going to be muling as often as possible. So we'll keep an eye on the energy, as there's a mule. There's a mule. ShoWTimE's moving in. Listen to the main. He will get a full scout. It confirms all 3 Raxes. See Stim on the way as well. And so far, nice target firing on the Marines. Gets as many Marines as he can. Aye, aye, aye. That's what 7 Marines going down for 1 adept. The blink control. The micro. And Percival, he has to tech up. Factory's on the way. Ideally, he did not want to get a factory. But he's just lost so much of this attempted timing. And ShoWTimE's not stopping. It's not stopping, not slowing down. DTs are waddling in. Oh, nice scan. Very nice scan. Let's go to Dark Templar. And he does barely punish the recall. Gets 1. And ShoWTimE is still pushing. Still moving out. Again, the DTs were a little bit lackluster just because they both got caught with 1 scan. Oh, move command. Plus force out of Stim. It's 1 Marine. At the same time, here comes a harass across the map. That's focus firing. Gets 1 of the Marauders. DT into the main base. Sure, this detection, but damage is still being done. I get 3 probes. Doesn't save the Dark Templar. Oh no! Missed rally! ShoWTimE! Oh god. Yeah, yeah. It was queued up to pick up the Dark Templar, but ShoWTimE does miscontrol. That means there's no counterattack potential. Percival is moving in. He stims. Forward, takes out the Dark Templar. Cashing out a couple of Stalkers as well, not bad. Gets 1, gets 2 more Stalkers. Crazy blink here out of ShoWTimE, but he will clean this up. Oh, does he get punished though? We're still rallying. Percival, he expand. Okay, we have an expansion. We have a 3rd CC on the way. We gotta make up our mind. 3rd CC, but we pull the boys? Okay. Which one are we going for, Pappy? What's going on? We could even just cancel, get a refund just to afford some more units here, just to afford more Marines. Okay. Sure. Why not? As Percival commits in, force field slows him down a little bit here, but gets up the ramp. Does get up. Picks up more zealots. And ShoWTimE, it looks like he should have enough to break this. Yeah, takes down the shield batteries, pushing into the mineral line. There's what, 3 zealots left. Down to 2. Down to 2 Zealots. We have the rally. We have more medevacs coming in. Little man's to borrow. And ShoWTimE, he has been broken. Again, a very intense game here. Very intense. We had it back and forth. DTs had potential, but they got shut down. Likewise, I mean, a big part of this as well is the War Prism. If the War Prism was kept alive, then Percival, he could not commit. Otherwise, he'd just be under threat of a counterattack whenever he, at any moment. Whenever he would try to move out. So without that War Prism, there was nothing to threaten. Army rushes in. We have a Colossus on the way. Ah, but it's too late. It's too late, man. Can we even snipe the Robo? Ah, not quite. Colossus will come out. The boys are being pulled. ShoWTimE getting desperate. He's got the Colossus. Okay, second Colossus on the way. Can ShoWTimE buy enough time to hold on and slowly retake his third base? I mean, he's just so far behind economically at this point. Referring to the fact that we have a fully saturated third expansion here for Percival. ShoWTimE is oversaturated. Robo goes down. Percival is just peeking whatever he can. More Zealots. ShoWTimE doesn't really have anything to break out with. I mean, DTs, sure. Like, if there's no scan, if Percival's too greedy, if he mules too hard, then maybe. Speaking of, there's no scan. Oh no, but there's EMPs. No. Percival, calm down. EMPs pop up. Break through the main army. And again, there's only a handful of soldiers remaining. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take the series at 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, congratulations to Percival as it also claimed the series. Again, a very intense back and forth between Percival and ShoWTimE. Again, we did see that ShoWTimE was punished in game 1. He was hyper greedy in the first game, and he was punished for it, for cutting corners, for going for a 2-gate opener, which was crazy, without a scout either. Then, you know, we saw more of a back and forth coming into game 2 and coming into game 3. Still a very chaotic series here, and we saw that Percival, he was even forced into a macro game on Pylon, but in a really awkward position, and with that, Percival still does take the series 2-1. GG, well played. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Abitabas in the chat, lights as well. Oh my god. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. For 3 months. Thank you. Thanks so much. We do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it as we're getting ready for the grand finals. It is going to be a best of 5 between herO and Percival. Again, a really impressive performance here by Percival, but herO is a very different kind of player. We'll see how Percival does adjust coming in against herO. Oh boy. As we're expecting a more chaotic series, we're expecting more aggression out of the Protoss. Oh, game 1 is going to be on 10,000 feet. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is a Percival. And welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool, so this goes both ways when it comes to how aggressive you can be. Personally, it has led to the most exciting games so far in the new map pool, like because it is a little bit harder to hold on to some fringe bases. We see a lot of action, a lot of fighting occurring, a lot of aggression on the map, at least so far. so far. Oh, as hero's just being as annoying as possible. Pokes in. And again, ShoWTimE was looking a little bit more rough around the edges previously. I mean, we did mention that for ShoWTimE he did take some time off. Despite that, though, Percival, he was a little more in form, a little more crisp, especially when it comes to how aggressive he was able to be. Even in the game where he was forced into a macro game on Pylon, like, he was still very in the face of ShoWTimE, to his detriment at times. True, to his detriment. But here we go. Here we go. Oh. That's here just being annoying, delaying the expansion, at least attempting to. Forcing some inefficient mining, and we should be seeing some safe openers here. We should be seeing 3-gate blink, potentially even 4-gate blink. I mean, not on this map though. This map, it's quite awkward to be aggressive with blink stalkers. You can see here, because of the terrain, because of the entrance into the main base, and because of the terrain itself towards the left-hand side, rotating between the main base and the natural is very awkward for the aggressing Protoss player. So 4-gate blink is not really viable here, and even 3-gate blink should just be more defensive, but we'll see. Keep an eye on herO. There are areas to abuse in the natural, at least. We'll see. As we have our Twilight Council on the way. herO getting into blink. And we'll see where Percival takes us. He does have options. We can go into Reactored. We can go for an add-on swap into Reactored Reaper Hellion. Or Reactored Hellion into Hellion drop. Percival getting into zone 111. And so far he is amassing his Hellions. Oh, interesting, as herO, he's going to be opening up at the triangular third base. We've seen a lot of players expand linearly or even expand towards their opponents, but here we see herO going for the triangular third instead. Does at least open the area up early on. Meanwhile, Percival, he does make the singular Hellion early on, just single Reaper, single Hellion to scout, and then switching into Widowmine drops. Switching into his Widowmines. Marines are building up. Nothing too committed. As he makes his way into the mineral line, he's gonna get one. Gets one. Can he get two? He can. Two probes for a Reaper Hellion. Not the best trade for Percival. It's back and forth here. I'd say a better trade for herO. As he does move out. Getting his third base. I believe herO did cut corners. Yeah, 2-gate blink. 2-gate blink into a third base. Very greedy here from herO, especially on 10,000 feet. But he does catch the medevac. Denies the drop. Contains the Terran. Does contain. And herO's getting away with greed. The pressure's on Percival. So far, he doesn't know. Pulls away. Sticking to the main. Here's the position. Gets one, gets no, gets two volleys off. The medevac goes down, shuts down the drop. Oh no! Jesus. The mine shot was crazy. Oh my god, still gets dragged in, still gets two pros, but that could have been so much worse. Calm down here, calm down. Hi. This Percival's going to be forced back behind this, building up his tanks, building up into his bio. Percival, he is contained. And here he will find some damage here. No tank on the low ground. He gets 1, 2, up to 3. 2 SCVs. Some handful of SCVs, they'll blink away. We'll lose one Stalker in the process. So we get some Raven Hearts across the map. So we have a bit of a back and forth. We do see herO is going for a very heavy gateway composition. No splash damage yet. No Storm, no Colossus. Just going pure blink and charge. We got the first sign. It's going to be the bait into Colossus production. Again, herO is very fond of Colossus play in the current meta. More so than Storm. So building up the Colossus. And we'll see if Percival gets any add-ons here. This might be indicative of a 2-base all-in. Ah, he's getting add-ons. Never mind. Stim is on the way, combat shields, building up his add-ons, and I believe this move-out should be coinciding with a 3rd command center. So we'll keep an eye out for a 3rd CC. As Percival was trying to build up. So I'll say drop in, herO going for the tank, and he will get it. That's bigger. Tank goes down. Gets into the middle line, gets 1, 2 SCVs. And herO he only loses 1 Zealot. Yeah, very nice pickoffs. Losing 1 tank already is brutal here for Percival. As he tries to move out. Does have the push, does find the observer at least. Oh. Once again, herO trying to catch reinforcements. herO. Oh my god, yeah, going for a massive Zealot warp in, coming in from behind. And hey, does catch a good chunk of Marines. Marines go down, forces back the army, delays the push, forcing out some stims. The longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. Even catching a Viking. And throughout all this, more Colossus, more warp in. Second Colossus halfway done. Again, this is getting worse for Percival. Here comes the siege. Tank flow is going off. Oh my god. Yeah, nice siege hit by Percival. Cashing out the Zealots, he's pushing in. This is it, this is his moment. He has the high ground. Oh my god. Doesn't quite get the Colossus. Yeah, Colossus gets saved. Gonna be losing 1, 2, all 3 tanks go down. And with that, herO holds. Here he does hold. He's got 2 Colossus, there's 2 tanks remaining. Oh, baits the army in. herO gets baited. That's what Percival he's hoping for. He wants to drag the army back in. He's trying to at least. Tanks is zoning away, but you can see just how heavily overstimmed the army is. He has no energy. He has no medevacs. Yeah, Zealot charge on forward, and Percival he cannot hold his own. His army crumbles, just 1 swipe away from going down. GG gets called, and herO he will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Fun fact, Percival did have a 3rd CC on the way towards the end of the game. Towards the very end, there was the 3rd command center. He was so committed on 2 bases, and as we saw, herO, he did such an amazing job at slowing down the push, at delaying. We had non-stop Zealot run by, Zealot counterattacks. The War Prison was so annoying, and Percival, he just couldn't push. He just could not move out without being harassed, without being stifled and stopped, and without being distracted. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO takes the lead in the series, and now we're jumping into game number 2. We're jumping to game 2. What's also impressive is that herO, he got away with greed as well. Remember, he went 2-gate blink. He was very greedy when it came to his opener, but he was still able to find that damage, still able to pick off the tank in the main base as well. And the pressure is on us. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss for T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Welcome to Leylines. Leylines, likewise, more of a medium-sized map here. We could see Percival try to be aggressive again. I wouldn't be opposed to it here on Leylines. It's these larger maps where we kind of expect to see more macro games and more kind of like slower starts. We'll see if we get there. Saludos, hermano. ¿Podrías castear esa partida en español? No. No, baby, no. I cannot cast in Spanish. Whenever I think I've tried to cast in Spanish before, but the problem is that there's a lot of like technical words that I do not know in Spanish that I just never said before, never learned. My Spanish is by ear, if that makes any sense, where at home growing up, like my family only ever like spoke Spanish, so I would learn Spanish that way. But because of that, there are a lot of like technical words that I just never learned, right? Like scientific words or more specific, like I don't know, like political or like yeah, just like more specialized words that like I just never used before. I can learn them from by context, like in a conversation, but yeah, like my vocabulary is a little bit more limited in Spanish. It's more limited. So whenever I try to cast in Spanish, like I'm stuck like thinking of like what word to use. Like the correct way to phrase things. So, no puedo, baby, no puedo. Mire este hombre, el Don Juan person. What you mean? For instance, however equals cinemático. Oh, well there you go. There you go. Here we go. We are going to be opening up so far. Twilight Council opener here by herO. 2 more gates, so 3-gate blink this time. A much safer build out of herO here in game number 2. Much safer. Like I think, for example, if I ever listen to Enki el hermoso, papi. If I ever listen to him, like I understand everything that's being said. If I ever listen to like Romsley cast, Enki cast, Jaime, Arturo Duran Silencio, like I understand them, but trying to cast in Spanish, it's a different beast. It's different, papi, different. It's very hype though. I do enjoy it. Do recommend. Personally, my favorite Spanish caster was Romsley. I loved Romsley's casting. Like he was so hype. For those who don't know, Romsley, he doesn't cast much anymore. He retired. I think he started his own like beer company. Like he makes his own beer, which is crazy. But think of like a soccer, like a football commentator, 100%. Like he's like very hype, like fast speaking, like very intense. Like Este Romsley. This is my favorite. For now, we're building up. We are building up. Getting to our own 2-on-1 setup into a 3-rack setup. So far, nothing too crazy. We're just poking in. herO Digger for a safer start, and so far it's keeping off the Mind Drop. So, when the Mind Drop comes in, and we do react in time. Yeah, no major connections, 2 probes go down. And the medevac is going to be hunted down as well. Winding it back, this was a Stargate opener? Question mark? Yeah, it was a Stargate opener into charge. Widow Mines are shut down, and Percival's going to try to rally, going to try to punish. But doesn't save the Widow Mines. And this is not Phoenix into Colossus, Phoenix into charge instead. So Zealots are amassing, diving on the Marines. Marines, they caught out in the open. Get out of here, no. Yeah, Percival should not be here. Should not be here. GG gets called. He will lose everything. And before any kind of big major engagement, herO will take a 2-0 lead. Oof. GG. Ay. Winding it back a little bit here. So, winding it back, we did have the Stargate opener. It looks like it was not scouted, so we saw that Percival, he had no confirmation. He still went for the Widowmine drop. Winding it back, when it comes to these Stargate openers and Phoenix openers, they're ideal against Banshee base play or Widowmine drops, right? Like this early drop play, not early pushes, but early drop, early harassment gets completely shut down. And we saw that Percival, he was going to try to be cheeky. He was trying to hopefully catch a Phoenix. Little did he know, it was not Colossus, it was not a Robo, it was a Twilight Council into charge. So Zealots had just punished him. GG. GG, well played. It was over before it really began there. Limited scouting, lack of information there for Percival. And now we're getting into game number 3. Ay. And it was risky. It was risky for herO to go into Phoenixes. It's typically not seen on some of these smaller maps. But now we're loading into a much larger map of the map. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss. We have the red Protoss. For T1, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Now, I would say that on these larger maps, this is where something like Phoenix play is more viable, but we just saw Phoenixes in game number 2, so unlikely we'll see it 2 games in a row. Very unlikely. And we'll see how Percival does mix things up. Oh. Hello. As the SCV does veer off towards the right-hand side, and Percival, he's going for what looks to be an eBay block. So eBay block out of Percival. And we'll keep a better eye on what our players are up to. I was just reminiscing about Realms Day, baby. True. Reminiscing. Oh. As here comes that eBay block from Percival. herO, he wants that SCV. He wants it. It's going to be forced away there. Meanwhile, this is going to be a late scout. A late scout at the natural base, so herO is going to be forced into the unnatural natural, either the triangular third or the linear third base. Has spots the eBay and has to expand elsewhere. Nice read out of Percival. He's already in position. Yeah, he's in position. He delays the triangular third, forcing the linear third base out of herO. Very delayed expansion, very delayed natural. So a nice start for Percival. It's a nice start. Disrupting the opener. There's a cancel, and there is the command center. So it is going to be an economic start out of Percival going Rax expand. Oh, the cancellation. Okay, the cancellation though out of herO. herO cancels the third, and he does expand here at the natural. Okay. So herO, his base is still delayed. It's still delayed, but it won't be punished. It won't be abused. We still have a more standard setup here with our 2 bases. The problem with expanding at the third base is that you are so spread thin. You're so spread thin between your natural and your main, and this entire area, I mean, you can just be abused. You can be harassed. Not anymore. As herO is going to be relatively comfortable, just delayed. And once again, opening up Stargate. Okay, now if you recall, I did mention how I do like Stargate play on some of these larger maps, like Tokamak, like Maganatha, just because there's a lower chance that your opponent's going to be hyper-aggressive. Meanwhile, stim timing. Ooh, 3-max stim out of Percival. Okay, now build-wise, I do actually prefer Percival's position here. I do like it that much more. These Mass Marine stim timings are meant to hard counter something like a Phoenix opener. Meant to. That doesn't get into the main base. Doesn't really delay the command center either. And if herO starts making Phoenixes, and if he doesn't realize what's going on, I mean, he can just die. It'll be close. Will be close. First Phoenix is on the way. Percival, he should be starting stim. There we go, stim has begun. Percival, he's building up. Now we'll see if herO responds to this, and we'll see if his follow-up is going to be Charge or Colossus, right? If you go for the earlier earlier Robo, then you can make earlier mortal production. Oh, that is not extra Phoenixes. Okay. Phoenix opener, that is true. No, he canceled. He canceled the Phoenix, going to the Oracle instead. Ooh, the scout is denied. Now, this we gotta make up our mind. What's happening? He started the Phoenix, canceled. Started the Oracle, canceled again. And now he starts the Phoenix for a second time. Oh, wait, no, sorry. He didn't cancel. Okay. My fault. I thought he canceled the Oracle. Did finish the Oracle. Now going to the Phoenix. And we'll see what he can get done here. Back at home, Marines are in position. Oh, somewhat. Marines, they move out. As they move out, the Oracle moves in. Unfortunate timing there for Percival. They're losing 1, 2, 3 SCVs. Marines being forced back, and the Oracle does confirm the mass Marine. He knows. So here he's fully aware. As he confirms the third ranks. Gets eyes on Stim. Adepts shade into the mineral line. And behind this, going back into Oracles. Now, what I was going to say is that if we continued mass Phoenix production, then herO would just die. Like, Phoenixes, they do nothing against this. They can pick up a Marine at a time, and if you have a sea of Marines, then that means nothing. Going into Oracles is a bold move. This is a way to harass, it's a way to set up stasis traps, and a way to keep Percival busy at home. That's still a lot of Marines. herO going double forge? Oh my, he's crazy. Double forge, robos all the way. We need warp-ins. He's got 3 stalkers, 3 vanilla stalkers. He's a shield battery. Oracle does counterattack. The turret's in position. The turret will deflect. Despite that, still gets maybe 1, 2 SCVs, gets a handful of Marines. Here comes the main army, and back at home, we do have a force field. Supply block. Oh god. Now is not the time. Here is supply block. He's got 2 more pylons on the way. Percival, he stims in, gets a shield battery, and he's here to end the game. He's here to try to end it. So far, the force field. Here's the MVP. Here is stuck on 2 bases. Everything races back home. There's another stim. herO holds. Yeah, the army's just heavily overstimmed at this point. Here he should hold on. Marauders are lifted. Prism pulls away, and here will clean up everything here. Oh my god. Again, Percival, he spent so many stims trying to break the natural base, and it just was not worth it. Here he defends. Now we can expand. A very late third base, but an expansion nonetheless. And we're in a weird game state. On the one hand, yes, herO holds. On the other hand, can he really threaten the natural? Without a bunker he can. Yeah, without a bunker he can threaten. Behind this, his third base is delayed. Percival getting his own third CC as well. Economically, I would give Percival the edge. herO picking up more Marines. Speaking of extra Marines. Percival's claiming his third base, likewise so is herO, and the game is slowing down. The game is going to slow down from here. We're on tokamak, so we could actually just turtle up at this point. We're building up into a Ghost Academy. Should be working towards Vikings momentarily as well. And likewise, herO is also taking up. Now, my big concern here is that herO, if you remember, when he decided to stay on 2 bases, he did go double forge, so he's getting 2-2. Like, the upgrade lead here is going to be huge for herO. Working on 2-2 upgrades, then 3-3 thereafter. It's gonna be crazy. This person was trying to be active, just fishing for damage. For the most part, though, we should be looking to build up into the mid game and looking to max out as well. I say that Percival, he still hasn't started a 4th command center. I feel like this would be the time. He wants to be aggressive. Rotates over, does force a cancel. Hero's out of position. Okay, nicely done. Nice rotation here by Percival. And there it is. There's the 4th CC. So after he does force a cancel, now he throws down the 4th base. Again, macroing up. I don't think Percival really intends to commit to a fight, just rotating and just keeping an eye on the 4th base here. As Hero does re-expand on the right-hand side instead.
We could use some help here.
So we're pulling back. Waiting for more ghosts. Up to 6. This one against 3 Colossus, Percival, he should not push in. Yeah, here stands losing 1, 2, 3 ghosts. Oh god. 3 ghosts go down. Percival, he should not have been here. We spoke about he was just posturing. We spoke about how he was not meant to actually engage into a fight. And he'll bleed out more units. Not like this. Does take down the Prism at least. But the Colossus, they just go to town here on the Marine Army. Here it does take the better fight. Oh, up. So players hit back of each other. There it is, 3 3s on the way. Against the 1-1 of Percival, at least currently. Starts up 2-2. Backing off. We're once again building up. We're still only on 2 ghosts. The ghost count is very low for Percival. After losing the initial 3, he hasn't replaced them. Bearing in mind the storm has not been researched. So these High Templar, they can feedback, they can't do much more than that. Templar revealed. Percival, you wanted that Templar, I did not get it. And interesting, so here he's not going to, he is incorporating Archons, but no Storm. Going Colossus into Disruptor. Let's go 1 Disruptor with the main army so far. We have the Fusion Core on the way. That's going to be for Liberators. Here he's gained map control. He is now taking a 5th base. And this is where Protoss is at their best. When they have map control, when they're up in bases, up in economy, up in expansions. And now we can move in and trade in efficiently. And the Ghosts. Now Ghosts are exposed. Getting 3 Ghosts instantly. Lands a couple of EMPs. God, that was a brutal fight for Percival. Nova goes off. Nice splits. Very nice. Avoids the Nova. Percival trying to hold on. Colossus wasting DPS here on the buildings. And we're wasting DPS. Here he has to pull back. Colossus gets a bunker, but GG gets called. There's still just too much on the ground. herO overwhelms, and herO, he will take the series 3-0, advancing or becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will take the 3-0 here. Again, Percival, he was trying to hold his own. We saw some cheeky builds out of herO, something we don't often see Stargate play, right? We saw Stargate play twice in the series. Game 2 was very abrupt, was very fast. If you remember, Game 2, herO, he did open up Phoenix into Oracle. He was able to catch out his opponent. Sorry, he went Phoenix into the charge, I meant to say. He was able to catch Percival with his pants down, and the game just ended then and there. Game 1 was a little bit more dynamic. We had game 1 on 10,000 feet, if you recall, with Percival also being very aggressive, but we saw herO have a masterclass of defense. Like, game 1 was crazy. I'm referring to when Percival was going for his all-in, and herO was delaying the all-in so heavily with his Stalkers, with his Warp Prism Harass, with the Zealot Warpins as well, with the counterattacks. Again, we saw Percival, he was heavily delayed in game 1 with his all-in, to the point where by the time he went across the map, it was too late. It was too little too late, and herO shut him down. Here, coming into game 3, I think this was maybe the most back and forth game between the two. We had some nice moments for Percival, we had some nice moments for herO, getting into a longer kind of mid-game, but Percival, he was caught out, if you recall. He was caught out in the center of the map. He did lose momentum, he lost map control, of course. It was nice up until he denied the 4th base. Like, that was a really nice moment for Percival, but then he rotated, he lost 3 ghosts. Remember, he never replaced them, so he had limited EMPs, he lost map control, and that led into a very strong fight for herO at the 3rd. GG, well played. GG, well played. herO does take it, congratulations. But a shout out for Percival for making it this far and for beating ShoWTimE in the process. GG. GG, well played. When it comes to the rest of our schedule here, we're wrapping up for the morning with the WardiTV 60 replay cast, and you can see that we have WardiTV Monday number 61 Thursday morning. Thursday morning we'll be catching up with the we'll be fully catching up with the WardiTV Mondays that we've been missing out on. Likewise, tomorrow we're going to be live casting Pegasus Cup. That's going to be at this time tomorrow in 24 hours. We'll be live with Pegasus Cup. We have the Pondcast tomorrow evening, and the reason why we usually have the Pondcast Thursdays, but it's going to be Wednesday this week because of all the RSLs. We have non-stop Revival StarCraft League RSL cast Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be co-streaming the RSL just like last season, just like the season before. If you remember, Revival StarCraft League, they do allow for co-streaming, and that means that we're going to be like quote-unquote react streaming. We're going to be casting, but there's also going to be the voices of the live event casters as well. So Gemini, States, alongside Tasis and others. We'll be hearing from them as I do cover the RSL, and we'll be covering it as well. So again, that's going to be a full week of RSL action. Next week is going to be Kung Fu Cup. We'll be catching up with Kung Fu Cup next week as well, as that leads into December. Oh boy, a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. Bearing in mind as well that this is the final season of the Revival StarCraft League, and this is going to lead into the offline finals. That'll also be in December. I don't know if we'll be co-streaming that. I believe we will, but we'll have to confirm if co-streaming is available for the main event, for the offline finals. Hopefully it is. We'll see. We shall see. But otherwise, GG, well played. And again, when it comes to our next broadcast, it is going to be in 24 hours time. 24 hours time with the Pegasus Cup, and the podcast will be tomorrow evening in over 24 hours. That is our weekly talk show where we catch up with all things StarCraft, catch up with all the results. Speaking of, I do have to catch up on some VODs. I know that Artosis, he did edit together a VOD. I know that there's an AMA for the StarCraft miniatures game, and there's one other video that I have to watch as well, right? I think it's a long one. Oh right, the EWC Team Liquid episode that was released on YouTube. Yeah, the Amazon Prime series. True. So I'll be all over that. Yeah, EWC Level Up Team Liquid episode. Yeah. Whew, so there's a lot to catch up on. I'll do my best to do so, to catch up on the AMA and to catch up on the EWC episode for Team Liquid featuring Clem. Again, we'll be discussing that tomorrow. Otherwise, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Stick around. We'll be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to. Give them some love, give them some support. Otherwise, you can follow us on all the socials, !socials in the chat. We are live on YouTube and Twitch, so you can follow us on both platforms. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so if you see something that you like here, and if you cannot watch it live, YouTube is the place to be. Check it out on YouTube. We'll be there. All the VODs are uploaded every single day. Every day, buddy, every day. Otherwise, who's live? Your Trevor Team League is still going on? Crazy, man, crazy. Trigger is laddering. Nathanius is laddering. We did raid Nathanius a couple of days ago, so we'll spread some love to some of the others. Vas is streaming. True. Davito. Davito. There's so many people live at the moment. Jesus. So many options. I'm leaning towards Trigger or Tabito. Trigger's probably playing Osu. It's probably goddamn. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've given some love to Tabo. Oh my god. His beard has grown. I'll give him some love. Give him some love. Have a good night. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go get some food, get some breakfast, and try to get some sleep for tonight. True, true. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao. Ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego. See you next time.